So welcome. Thank you very much for joining me on this call where I'm going to give you the latest update on Botsii. This is our part of our weekly Wednesday call that we run every Wednesday, 8 p.m. UK time. If you haven't already realized, my name is Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsii. And on this presentation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through how you can use Botsii to automate and duplicate your network marketing business without wasting hours on manual follow-ups. Now, I went to ChatGPT recently. I asked ChatGPT, what was your biggest challenge? And I'm sure you will be able to relate to this. So I literally asked the question, what's likely to be the number one challenge any network marketer has from being successful? What's holding them back? And just let me know in the chat if you can relate to these. So key thing it said here, number one challenge most network marketers face is consistent lead generation, or more specifically, talking to enough of the right people on a consistent basis. And I'm going to show you how Botsii can do that. And here's some of the kind of, if you like, pain points, right? This is some of the things that hold people back. Fear of rejection or judgment, worrying about what family, friends, social media followers will think. And that just creates kind of paralysis where you just do nothing and procrastinate. Lack of qualified prospects. So I'm going to show you how you can use Botsii to actually qualify your prospects so you're speaking to the right people. And also, I'm introducing things into the bot over this next week that's going to make it even easier to qualify prospects because they'll be able to take action very early on. I'm actually introducing a lead magnet that's $1. So that will actually help you qualify those prospects easier than ever before. And you will not be feeling pushy or scammy because you'll be leading with tons and tons of value. And this is with an offer that when I've spoken to people up until now, the feedback I've been getting is, why would anybody say no to that offer, right? So you're going to have lots of qualified prospects. Inconsistent action. So network marketing rewards consistency. Without a system or support, most people dip in and out. So again, this lead magnet I'm sharing actually gives away 30 days worth of tailored content for your business and any business for any other company for that your prospects are promoting to. So it's not just something that you will be able to take consistent action over. You're going to be able to share a lead magnet that's literally well, in fact, it's free, this will be, and you'll be able to share this with prospects so they can take consistent action. So you'll actually be helping solve that problem completely for free within your network as part of a lead magnet. So this is really, really powerful. Having no clear system, well, we have a duplicatable process here at Botsii that helps you find leads, present, follow up, onboarding. If you're familiar with Eric Worre and his 7 steps, actually the first 6 steps I'll show you on this call we've aligned it to Botsii, and we've almost like, how do I put it? It's like GoPro the Botsii way in 6 steps rather than 7. So I'm going to show you that system as well today. Mindset and belief. I mean, at the end of the day, if you've got something that you can see other people are using and it's working for you, that does wonders to your belief. So I want to be able to give people that. Here's the moment when I realized chatbots are the answer. This is literally going back 6 years ago. And I literally was, Botsii didn't exist. I was network marketing, promoting, it was actually a crypto opportunity. And I basically wanted to go on holiday. I was going away skiing, and effectively I built myself my own chatbot just for my use so I could present the opportunity rather than copy and pasting YouTube videos, rather than copy and pasting the same messages, rather than them to jump on calls showing people how to buy crypto, send crypto, fund their accounts, all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to be doing any of that on holiday, right? So I recorded some videos on my phone showing how to do it and all this sort of stuff, put it all into a bot. And this is me just reminiscing earlier this year on what happened on the back of that.
Hey guys, so I'm sitting on a chairlift, and this is literally where Botsii was founded about 6 years ago, simply because I didn't want to mess up my holiday. I wanted to use automation and technology to make it easy to present an opportunity, follow up, sign people up, get people set up, everything. And literally today I have to be replying back to a few people while sitting on a chairlift doing exactly the same thing, but now leveraging this technology across hundreds, if not thousands of people. And you can do this too. All you've got to do is get yourself a Botsii bot and leverage that yourself through your team and you can see your team scale and grow more easily using the power of automation and AI. So have a great day. Thanks. And let's enjoy this view. Look at this. Superb. Take care.
Now, I'm very proud of this because I'd never had the intention of creating Botsii at this point in time. It was when I came back and people said to me, I really liked the bot that you shared with me when I came into this company. And because the experience they had, if you like, was good, and they saw that it was then going to be easy for them to duplicate, they wanted the same system too. So literally, this was from built from the ground up in that respect. But then what happened 3 months after that is I had people then coming to me saying, I've used this bot with this company. Can you set up a bot for us with another company? And so literally, I then realized that I had something really quite special here, and set up, and I started setting up, building bots for other companies. Here we are now. We've got marketplace with 40 companies in it.
Hey guys,
Oops. So where we are right now, it's literally blue ocean. So it's taken 6 years to get to this point, and it's kind of crazy. It feels a bit crazy me saying this, but ultimately I've continuously improved and refined and developed the whole model such that now I've really got it dialed in, and I can see a very, very clear direction on how we can scale and grow the business fast and bring many more people into Botsii in a very flexible way, in a way where you can leverage effectively the assets that I've spent the last 6 years building. Because when it's a blue ocean strategy, which is what it is on the left, you're in a market that's very new. You're in a segment where there isn't competition. And this makes it a lot easier for you to both create and attract new demand. Compared to a red ocean strategy where it's kind of an existing market, it's really competitive, you're kind of battling there amongst loads of other people, and it's really hard to actually get noticed in that environment. But you're not in that with Botsii though. If you're using Botsii, it's a blue ocean strategy. And I've been speaking to some really big leaders over this last week or so, over the last couple of weeks, who see that, who are now, if you like, rallying to get behind what I'm doing with Botsii to grow Botsii faster. So you guys are all in a really, really good position here. You're here ahead of the curve. Here's some of the companies in the marketplace. So we've literally created done for you chatbots. This is the beauty of this. We make it really easy for people to be able to activate any of these bots. It literally takes about 10 minutes to activate one of these bots. And it's literally kind of plug and play. So we've got 7K Metals, Akash X, Ultima, LifeVantage, LiveGood. I mean, there's 2 million people promoting LiveGood. If you look at all the companies in the marketplace, there's probably over 5 million people promoting all those companies combined. And that's still a tiny fraction of the network marketing industry, which has got over 100 million people promoting those companies. We've got more companies that have just gone live. So we've just gone live with OlyLife. That's just gone live. I've literally got to add the activation code in like today. Save Club, we've just gone live with as well. Another one that's launching right now is Talk Fusion, which is a video marketing platform. I'm actually looking to even integrate that into Botsii, so it becomes something that is that is making Botsii, if you like, even better. But also this is something that will really time really well as well from a prospecting point of view. So we've added this into the marketplace too. Now I want to take you through 3 secrets that I want to share with you about network marketing, because if you do this the right way, what I'm saying to you here absolutely applies. So I'm going to show this to you and give you examples as well. So let's just talk about prospecting. Prospecting done right can be easy. It's the biggest challenge that people have in network marketing. I saw there was a workshop that Eric Worre did recently. He was saying something like 70% of people fail to build a team in network marketing, which basically means they're just a customer of whatever company they're part of, and they're not able to prospect. But if you do it the right way and you've got the right tools and the right system, prospecting can be easy. I'm going to show you in a minute. Follow-up can be easy as well. Again, if you do this the right way, where you've got a structured system in place. I'm going to show you how you can follow up in a targeted way with your best prospects, right? I'll say that again. I'll show you how you can follow up in a targeted way with your best prospects. So it's like this. You've probably all heard of the 80-20 rule. Well, it's probably more like 95-5. So you might find that 95% of your results come from 5% of your efforts, or even 5% of the people you speak to. So if you're following up with the right people, you're going to be not only saving time, but your results are going to reflect that too. And then the final one is duplication. Obviously, duplication is the key thing we all look for. If you can duplicate, then not only are you bringing people into your business and you're following up with them, but now you're actually building a team. And at the end of the day, you can only do that if you've got a system that's easy for other people to follow. So all you need to focus on doing is using Botsii and showing it to people. And then some people who you show it to will go, okay, I can do that. And that's how you create duplication. And those people you'll find naturally, especially when you're using Botsii as part of the prospecting process. If you don't show it to those people, they won't know what it is when it comes to duplicate. So it's really important you kind of get into it and trust the process, and you will create duplication. So let's take you through these. So we have an attraction marketing bot. So when you get the Botsii bot, you have the attraction marketing bot, you get daily messages through. This makes it easy to be able to share content on your social media that creates engagement. And we have all different aspects to this that you can access. There's about 3 years worth of content in here right now. Tons and tons of content that you can access. We're actually now going live with the company specific content. This is about to go, we're about to go live. We're already putting it out there outside of the bot, but basically all of this is part of the attraction marketing bot. Does it get results? Well, here's a couple of examples from me from earlier in the year. I literally had 2 posts here. The one on the left got over 100,000 views, you can see, and that's 733 shares, right? 800 comments. The one on the right, over 50,000 views, less than like 4 shares, which is crazy, but 368 comments. So tons and tons of engagement, right? We'd all like to have engagement like that. And this is all about getting more visibility on your profile. It doesn't necessarily need to sales directly, but it just shows even the attraction marketing bot, if you're posting content that's non-salesy, you can get tons more eyeballs and people following you and all that kind of stuff. But this is where it's about to get interesting, because we're about to go live. In fact, we've already gone live, but we haven't integrated the whole system yet. But we're basically going live with 30-day swipe files in any company of your choosing. We've already got a load of that set up. So here's a bunch that we've already got set up. This is actually about a third of what we have already right now. And literally we'll be adding this every day. So to give you some context here, we're going to be integrating this as a lead magnet inside your Botsii bot. So what will happen is you'll be able to speak to somebody and you want a reason to drive traffic to get eyeballs into your bot. And you'll be able to say to them, look, no matter what company you're promoting, you can come into the bot and Botsii will give you either instantly or within 24 hours, depends upon whether it's already set up. Botsii will give you targeted content about your business, basically for 30 days worth of content. And that content is a mixture of short form posts, long form posts for social media, emails for both warm market, cold market, direct messages, again for warm market and cold market, and even prompts for images and scripts for videos, for like reels, that you can either literally whip out your phone and record the video, or you can copy and paste it into software that I'll show you how to use to actually create the video for you. And the image prompts, you can just copy and paste it into ChatGPT or into the Meta AI, and it will just produce the image for you. So, and you can obviously tweak it and all that. So this is not just text that you post online. It's a mixture of text, emails, messages, videos, and images. All, that you can use anywhere online, not just Facebook. So this will be very, very powerful. You'll be able to give that away for free. But obviously, if you've got a team and they're using the bot, they can have this content too. So it means you've now got your team all armed with content that they can use to prospect whatever company you're working with them to build and grow. So all of your team can go to work, basically. Prospecting, let's talk about this. So Eleni here said, and look, this just really comes down to making things that's both simple and easy. You can make things that are both simple and easy, then anybody can do it. So Lenny here saying, I'm not technical, but my word, you clever people, you've taken something and broken it down to make it super easy to use, right? That is so important. If it's simple and easy, then it's easy for anybody to do. And you want all of your team to not be passive, but you want to move them to be active. And when they become active and start duplicating, they then become a builder. And that's where your team can really benefit from using this kind of technology. Raheem's here said, I first started up using Botsii, only posted the suggestion from the marketing bot a couple of hours ago. So that's literally just using some of the company content and got a sign up on the back of it. And Wendy here saying, I love this. I can make posts, but simply don't have the time. You're saving me time and money. I do hope to become a proficient user on many social platforms. Bottom line is here is this. The value in Botsii is not just the fact you'll build and grow your team. It's not just the fact that you will earn a commission when other people buy the bot from you and they can be promoting any company. It's the fact that you're going to save a ton of time. You're going to save a ton of time trying to do things yourself. Now you don't need to. Okay, that's the big part of this. There's other things we're doing which have already gone live with, things like campaign pages, and we'll be adding more of this too. So this is just the first one we've done here, where effectively you can share a targeted campaign with a key message, and people can come in and actually buy the bot directly through that campaign. Here's examples of the swipe files. I just shown you some of that a minute ago. This is just examples of showing you what we're doing there. So those screenshots I showed you a minute ago, this is kind of just diving into that. I've just realized my slide order is slightly out, but this is just an example of some of that content that you can see here. The content typically is non-branded, i.e. doesn't refer to the company name, but it does depend obviously of exactly what the content is, but most of the time it's completely non-branded. So secret number 2, follow-up is easy. Who remembers this, right? Let me know in the chat if you remember this, if you're old enough to remember this. So this takes me back to literally the mid-1990s, right? This was when I first had a computer plonked on my desk. I was working with a corporate, and you know, prior to that, I would dictate memos and letters that my secretary would type for me to then send out. They plonked a computer on my desk, and now I was now typing my own emails. And I remember this little tick here where you could tick request read receipt, because I had a boss who was a real high flyer in Birmingham, about 70 miles away, and he had like literally a ring of steel around him. He had a secretary, he had a PA, so I couldn't ring him direct. So what I tended to do, if I wanted to get stuff done, is I'd send him an email, make it super easy for him to be able to reply like yes or no, but also what I'd do is tick that box. And this is super powerful because I've incorporated this kind of functionality into Botsii. So I'd tick that box and then I'd get the read receipt email back when he was looking at it. And I'd literally just get on the phone to his PA and say, Geraldine, can I speak to Chris, please? And she'd go, no, he said he's busy. He's not to be disturbed. And I'd go, yeah, I know he's busy. He's currently reading my email. And she'd like go, what? Because this was new. Nobody knew this stuff existed, right? I was using technology that was had just really been put in front of people. And so she'd speak to him and say, Chris, I've got Stuart on the call. He says he's says you're looking at his email. Is that right? And he'd go, yeah, put him through. So I would use this technology to get to the person at the key point in time, even when they had gatekeepers around them saying they didn't want to be disturbed, right? So just imagine having this functionality in the bot where you send a link through to somebody, instead of sending a YouTube link when you've got zero idea they'll look at it, or you send through a link to the company website which they got to have a look at and what have you. In those scenarios, you already really know if they're interested, if they, one, get back to you, or two, sign up. So what about all the stuff in between? And obviously there's a lot of scope on that. So with this is what I've incorporated into Botsii. So I've done it where Botsii basically will send a real-time email notification when a prospect interacts with your bot. You actually have about 12 triggers in there. There'll be more than that when I add in this lead magnet that I've talked about, that I've shown you already, which you'll use for prospecting. So you'll then know as well when they've taken up the offer of looking at, of getting their free lead magnet. So you'll know if someone's like interacting with your bot and you'll know even what company they're interested in, all that kind of stuff. So this gives you real-time notifications, which basically means you can reach out to them at that perfect moment when they're actually thinking about your offer. So this is incredibly powerful. So I'm just going to carry on through here for now rather than doing a demo. This gives you some feedback on it. So Aaron said here, I've had 19 people interact with my chatbot in the last 2 days, right? I mean, how cool is that, knowing who's even looking at your offer? He might have spoken to 100 people, right? And those are the 19 people that are taking action. So now he knows who to get back to. With the functionality we have today, he knows exactly what they're looking at. So he knows who's interested, how interested, and exactly when they're interested. Steve said here, thank you, sir. I'm slowly getting going. By the way, I made my first post 25 minutes ago. Just had an inquiry. So, this stuff can be quite responsive. And Thomas, they've created an awesome piece of software. Believe me, ultra responsive, many applications now. I really don't know how I got along without it. That's what I want for everybody who's using Botsii, where it literally becomes a daily part of your kind of your daily practice in terms of how you grow your team and how you work with prospects. Let's look at secret number 3, duplication. It's easy when you have a simple system to follow. And this is really the kind of problem that most people have. They have no clear process. And even if they can build a team, they're actually constantly rebuilding it because every company they go into has got a slightly different process. They've got just a different way of building it. Whereas with Botsii, actually, you've got a scenario where everybody's building really the same way. And that's going to pay massive dividends for people who are in early with Botsii and using the system, because in a year's time, you could be speaking to somebody about joining your team. And if they've used Botsii in a different company and they're now joining your company using the same system, well, guess what? That's an easier decision for them to make, isn't it? To join your team because they're using the same system. So that's what it's all about, having a plug and play system really to help create instant duplication. So let's show you what that looks like. We've basically done it where literally we've aligned it to the first 6 steps of Eric Worre's GoPro. But actually this is more like GoPro the Botsii way, because it's literally using these automation and AI and tools that we've built into Botsii. So first one, build interest. That's the prospecting I've talked about already. This is where you're putting content out there, you're messaging people, you're basically using a mixture of inbound, outbound marketing, you're sharing images, videos, all that's going to build interest, right? And that's going to give you people who want to find out more about how they can work with you. That basically opens up a chat with that person. You're typically going to message them, WhatsApp them, that kind of thing. So you're going to open up some dialogue with that person. And at some point, you're then going to share with them a link. And the link will then be an entry point into your bot. That will then present your business, your product. All of that content is completely done for you. I work with people to basically update and maintain that content behind the scenes inside the bot so that you don't have to, so your team doesn't have to, so you can focus on building more interest and having more, if you like, initial conversations with people to bring into your bot. Cool thing is, you have all those trigger points inside the bot. Right now there's 12, there's going to be more very soon. That means you know exactly who to follow up with, when to follow up, and you even know who the most interested people are. Because if you imagine, if 10 people come into the bot and 5 of them, just trigger one thing, they come in and do nothing, they just trigger once. And the other 5, they look all around the bot and they look at all the different areas of the bot where they can find out more. You're going to know out of those 2 groups who to follow up with. So what you do there, the S is stay connected. You want to be able to stay connected with those people. And because you're getting the email notifications through, you'll be able to do that. It'll be easy to do that because literally those will just appear in your inbox. You want to get to the point where you invite people to join. Okay. Now people can join directly inside your bot. You have your affiliate link inside the bot for whatever company you're sharing. You also even have your Botsii bot affiliate link in there as well. So it means that it's easy for people to actually join your team directly inside the bot. But, that won't happen all the time. You'll want to invite those people to join your team. And, if you look at how Eric Worre talks about it, I have his book on my desk here. At the end of the day, if you look at how he talked about it, you want to use the tools to educate your prospects. And if you know what's inside your bot for your company, then it becomes very easy to connect with people and direct them back to content maybe they've not seen. Maybe they've not looked at the testimonials. Maybe they've not looked at some of the case studies or the science behind your product or whatever that might be. So if but you'll know that from the notification you're getting. But ultimately, you want to invite them to join. And after they've done that, you want to inspire them to take action. You don't want them to just to be a customer and passive. You want them to be active, so they're actually helping build the business with you. And this is where, if you're using Botsii and you've got a system, it's going to be easier for people to say yes there, because they can see that you've followed a system and you've not presented it to them. All you've done is been like a tour guide and shown them where they can go to find the information that they need. And when you followed up with them, because the system sent you an email telling you that they're looking at it right now. So they can go, okay, I can do that too. When I get an email through, I connect with the person and reach out, maybe jump on a call, or just send them a message saying, hey, I can see you looking at the presentation. Are you free later? Or whatever it might be, right? If you've followed that process, they can see that they can do that too. And bearing in mind, step one there, the B with build interest, if everybody has that for free through the 30-day content for your company, then really you're solving the biggest problem that everybody has: building interest, finding people who want to know more. So if you're helping them solve that problem for free, it becomes a natural thing for them to then go, okay, I'll take it a step further and get the bot and use the system to help scale this more. If there was ever one testimonial I've received that really sums up this in one clear, concise way, it's this one from Wade. So he said, plenty of value indeed. Just so you know, the bot has signed up 5 people for me. All I did was send it. So literally, he has just opened up a chat, sent a message through with the bot link. The person's gone in, had a look at the presentation, and literally clicked on the join now button inside the presentation and joined his team. As he said here, no questions asked. The time saved allowed him to message back the people that did have extra questions. So that was where he connected with those people that did have extra questions, needed a bit more help, so he could then invite them more face to face to join his team. So this is really showing you one simple way how powerful this is. So what I want to do is introduce you to Botsii so you can see how people can get started with this, how your team can get started with this, how you can get started with this, with your permission anyway. So what does Botsii do? It automates lead generations and follow-ups. It duplicates your team with a plug and play system. It literally works for any company, even if that company is not in the marketplace. We're adding right now, I'd say over 5 companies, probably nearer 10 right now. We're adding companies all the time, and it works for any company 24/7, and not even network marketing companies as well. I've got a few people who wanted to be adding consulting companies, not so much into the marketplace, but into the system. And here's what Raheem said: excuse the language, setting up Botsii, loving the stream of flow, how easy this is. Wow, get involved. I can see this bringing a lot of biz. I've been having calls with leaders over the last few weeks who really see the power behind Botsii and how they can benefit from it and how their team can benefit from it. Because my focus here is on building this from the ground up. So this isn't about creating some big kind of complicated system that costs hundreds of dollars a month that really only the big builders and the full-time marketers and the people that are earning big money can afford. I want to create this from the ground up where it's literally affordable for anybody, and it's something that anybody can benefit from because of the way it's structured and how the whole business model works. So this is how people can get started. If you go to our website, this is what people are paying today to join Botsii. So they get the single license for $247, and then they get 50% off the attraction marketing bot. So they get that for an extra $100. So they're paying $347. Okay, that's literally if people come in via our website today via botsii.com. Bit of feedback I heard from Lisa. Lisa said it's killing it, definitely making my life easier. So I can focus more on connections. So that's exactly what I was saying before. If you've got a tool that's doing the heavy lifting, it means you can focus on more on building interest and having more chats, opening up more chats with more people. You can focus on that bit and then hand it off to the bot to then do that follow up and heavy lifting. As she says here, Botsii does the follow up for me. If you're promoting more than one company, hands up if you're promoting more than one company. So many people do. Cool thing is you can promote one company and you can be using Botsii alongside that and completely diversifying your income as well through our compensation plan. But we do have upgrades that people can get after buying the single license. So again, you're seeing here our web pricing. So upgrade to 3 companies. So basically the one you bought plus another 2. So that's for $200 extra a year, 5 companies, $400, infinite number of companies, $800 a year, where you can activate unlimited bots. In a minute, I'll show you the power of that as well. Lisa said here, bots is proving a success. Got another 2 signups. That's my bot paid for 5 times over since using it. If I remember rightly, that took her about 2 weeks to do that. If that, I think it might have even been the first week. Bottom line is that this will pay for itself when you're using it many times over. It's almost like, why would you not have it? You just need to get it and use it. People like bonuses. Here's some of the bonuses. So obviously, you guys been on this call, you get the attraction marketing bot, you get that for free. If you're watching this on the replay, you also get this for free. So at the end of the day, instead of buying that for $100 just on that deal, you're getting that thrown in within the Botsii bot, within the attraction, within the single license. There's a members only group, Facebook group that you can get access to where you can ask questions, hang out, and access content. I tend to put content in there earlier before it goes elsewhere. We also have, as I mentioned, a referral plan. This pays out 5 levels deep, so 10% per level, 50% overall. And so literally you've got one bot, one product you can share, and both prospects can buy into your opportunity, whatever company you're promoting, and Botsii or Botsii, should I say, or they can do both. So they can buy your opportunity and Botsii, or they can actually just buy into Botsii as well if they want to. So they can use Botsii to promote their business, and you will still earn through that referral plan. That's what I really want to say. So if you speak to 10 prospects, one says yes and joins your team, great. Have them buy Botsii so they can duplicate like you have. The 9 people that said no, well, those 9 people could be promoting other network marketing companies. Well, you'll be able to share Botsii with those people too. So if one of those 9 people says yes, you've just doubled your commission. You've just doubled your sales, right? So that's how powerful Botsii can be. We have a whole compensation plan as well where we're adding to this too. So let me just share kind of what that looks like. So effectively, if I go back here, we've got the All Access Pass, which is going to be an entry-level product, like a low-ticket product. Up until now, people have been able to get that for free. That's going to be a product we're going to charge $17 for. You've obviously got the Botsii bot, and then we're adding another product for the marketplace. So right now, people can get a bot set up in the marketplace for free. We're actually creating a done-for-you model there and a DIY model. So the DIY model will just be $17, but the done-for-you model will be $100. Or in fact, that's not right. It'll be $200. We're going to pay you $100. Okay, that is right. So if someone wants to have a bot set up and where we do the work, where Botsii does the heavy lifting to set that up for you to get it into the marketplace, on this right-hand side here, on that red box, they'll pay $200. We'll pay you a direct commission of $100 for referring someone into Botsii to get that set up into the marketplace. And you'll then earn through the 5 levels from that person you've introduced for whatever company is now in the marketplace. So there's multiple ways in which you can earn here. We have an ambassador program. We've only just gone live with this, and I'm expecting I'll have people qualify for that this month. There will be a maximum of 100 ambassadors at any time. So literally, once we hit that number, we kind of hit the limit. What's the benefits of that? Well, an ambassador will earn double the commission. So they'll earn 20% commission, not 10% commission on direct referrals. But you'll also get a share of a revenue pool. And so that way, effectively, there'd be 10% of the company's revenue will go into a pot. and that will get shared out amongst the ambassadors. We'll be doing this on a monthly basis. Key thing is you need to have 5 sales to qualify in that month for the ambassador pool. There's another pool as well we're having for builders, which I'll cover off separately. That's a 5% pool. But basically, you'll get more exclusive access to me. You'll get public recognition. I'll actually have a profile that we'll put on Botsii's page of 4 ambassadors, so people will be able to see that you're with the company and that you're representing the company, and you're, like, if you like, a go-to person for someone to work with to help build their team. As I've said, limited to 100 people. Here's a webinar special. So this is something I do just on the webinars. So effectively, people can save $100 on the single license. The webinar deal as well also includes the free attraction marketing bot, as I've said, but essentially saving $100 on a single license, which means someone can get the single license for $147 a year and grandfathered in at that as well. So to get that, basically the current coupon on that, because it expires every 48 hours, the current code on that, if you want to bring somebody in to make a note of this, is M21384, and basically they'll put that in, and it will take $100 off that deal. We also have another deal as well, which when people come through that particular funnel, we're actually done a deal. If you remember, the Infinity Bot deal was $800, an additional $800 on the website. You can actually get this right now for $250, which basically allows you to activate every single company in the marketplace. So when we've got 200 companies in the marketplace, you'll be able to activate any of them. Now you might think, why on earth would you want to do that? Well, it's very simple. If you're speaking to a prospect, and by the way, this video here explains this, if you're speaking to a prospect and they say no to joining Botsii, you could literally jump on a call and in 10 minutes activate their company in front of their very eyes so they can see how fast they can get started. You'll be able to share that bot that you've just activated with them, and when they come into it, you'll get the email notifications, all that kind of stuff, but you'll also have your affiliate link to Botsii embedded into that bot as well. So they'll be able to come in, have a play with the bot for whatever company they're promoting, and they'll then be able to buy that bot as well directly from you. So when you've got the Infinity deal, it literally means you can be sharing that more easily when you're out prospecting. So it's going to make it a heck of a lot easier to convert more people into no's, into a yes. When people come through that, literally they can add it to the order instantly. And they get instant access to all of that product. If they don't buy that, then ultimately they can do these upgrades as well. But as you can see, the reality is the Infinity Bot deal is far better than even any of the pricing I'm showing you here. After someone purchases, they get access to the thank you page. They get access to fast start training. So literally they can go through and get started. The videos on the fast start training maximum is about an hour, but it's all chunked down into like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So it's really easy for people to be able to get started. And there's other things there like the members area in the Facebook group. There's a members area of Botsii as well. So all of that, someone will get access to instantly after they purchase. So that way they can be started the same day within an hour of buying. I love it. I see an email notification through when someone's bought the bot. An hour later, I see a notification through because someone's activated their bot. So I know the process works, and I haven't had to have any interaction with those people. This is a SaaS model. It's all about using systems to create duplication, and I'm helping you do that by building Botsii the way I have. So can't wait to help you can't wait to help you get started. At the end of the day, I really am loving some of the people I'm working with right now, and I'm looking forward to building and growing your business using the Botsii system. So thank you very much. And I'm going to just turn over to answer a few questions. I will always answer these live, by the way. So if you're watching this on the replay, I do have a Q&A afterwards, but I'll stop the recording now to go through this with those people that are live on the call. So let me do that.